Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, July 6th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Oh, so glad to see everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my Facebook buds who pop in during my live and watch. Good to see ya. Love it when you can chat me up, which of course is the point of me being here, because otherwise I would just do YouTube video, which I do, by the way. Welcome to my lurkers who watch. Hi, Julie. Feel free to drop in anytime and chat. And welcome to my YouTube viewers. Okay. So I've got a couple books that I'm working with tonight. I've got Winter Wonderland going on. And I also, hi Mary, I've also got Hello Autumn, which I told you about. It was on sale on, I'll get it, Amazon for $3. I think it has since dropped to $2. And for those of you, hi Ashley! She always waves at me when she comes in. It dropped down to like $2, I think. So, hey, if you're a Prime member, you get this book for $2. Why not? Okay, Maddie, hello. I hope everybody's well rested, doing okay. Maddie's waving. She's got 1, 2, 3 hands. Oh, you guys are the best. You make me laugh. In a good way. Okay. No contest to announce at the moment. So I'm going to get going here. Now, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to set my clock for an hour and a half. And then I'll pop over to this Hello Autumn book, because I know a couple of you picked it up. Wanda, hello. Always good to see Wanda. So I thought it would be fun to bounce around a little bit and have some fun with stuff, because you know I'm always showing you new techniques. Hi, Rhonda. Looks like I'm going to be coloring out a Hello Autumn tonight. Well, Wanda, it's good to have you here. Zoom out. All right. So this is Winter Wonderland. Going to show you some new techniques and stuff and new ideas. I hope it's new to you. If not, enjoy it. Okay, let's get coloring. Let's get coloring. Set timer for 1.5 hours.
Okay, 1 hour and 30 minutes and counting.
Okay, guys. So last night I finished up on doing the little plant in the pink and the green. Mary, don't be afraid of your markers. Which ones did you get? Refresh my memory. Okay, so I want to show you what I did with the couch. Okay, so water-based. All right. Just be sure to spray your cardstock with your fixed tiff and you'll be fine. All right, guys, so I want to show you what I did on the couch. Zoom in. And I want to show you these little doohickeys that I'm putting in. So I'm going to erase a couple because I want to show you this. Maddie loves her Ohuhu markers. Maddie was saying the same thing before that you are, Mary, about being afraid of them, and now she loves them. Okay, so I want to make little poofies on my couch. You know the little buttons that we have, that couches have? And I want to show you how to do that. Simple. Zoom in. Zoom in. So what you do is you draw a little circle, lightly, and then you just draw a little bend, like a spider. See that? Yeah, Maddie colors first with markers first and then shades with pencil. That's right. That's one of the techniques I do. So you draw a circle and then you draw a little doobie. Everybody see how I did that? And I went through and I drew this on the entire sofa. Zoom out. Now, Mary, if I'm doing something with markers and you want me to repeat it, I will. You guys know by now, you know, if I teach something and you don't get it and you don't tell me, you're wasting my time. You got to stop me and I'll be more than happy to show it to you again. Hello, Angela. Okay, zoom in. Zoom in. Now, actually, I'm going to do something here after I put a new eraser in my electric eraser. La, da, 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 da. Oh, I'm in a mood tonight. You know what that means, guys. Silly, 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 silly. Yeah, Angela, these little doohickeys on stuff, all you have to do is go to another coloring book and look at them and emulate it with your pencil. Now, I'm just going to erase this because I can still see the lines, and that's why you've got to be careful with pencil because it indents the paper when you draw on stuff, so it doesn't go away easily. Melba. Okay, Melba, you promised. I was just thinking about you today, young lady. How is your daughter doing? Before you go away, you've got to tell us. Please. Now, one of the other things that I've also recommended is rather than drawing it in pencil, draw it in colored pencil because that's easier to erase. Zoom out. Okay, everybody see that I've still got these little outlines on here. Oh, I hope Melba didn't disappear before she heard me ask. Dwang, dwang, dwang. All right. Zoom in. Okay. Yana says she needs a coloring break from all the packing. 10 days in the woods needs a lot, capitalized, of stuff. Wanda, do me a favor and text Melba real quick and tell her that I was asking about her daughter and ask her to update you, and then would you please update us? Okay, guys, watch. So I've got my pen, and this is where you pick the line weight. Excuse me, the pen thickness based on the line weight that you put in. Thank you, Wanda. I love knowing I can depend on you. I know I can depend on all of you. So watch now how I'm adding these little buttons. Now, if you want to, I want to show you something else. You can add little teeny tiny marks around the outside to make it even look more squunched up. Angela's going to be swooning on this one. Everybody see that? Now, you don't have to add a lot of those extra little spider thingies. See, you can just put one or two. Everybody see that? Zoom in. Now, don't get stupid with your extra marks on here, guys. Melba says she's doing much better. Thank you for all the thoughts and prayers. Yeah, you zipped out, Melba, before I could ask you. Thank you, Melba. And thank you, Wanda. Now, to me, the best way to add these little extra marks, zoom in, I'm going to get real close, is to have them touching the button. I think it looks better. But that's just me, okay? Zoom out. Okay. Now, if you're uncomfortable, Rita from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now, the trick is, see how this one doesn't look as cool as this one here? You got to make that line curved. So do your circle, curve, 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 curve. Okay? Because you're curving the, you're curving the fabric, right? The button is pushing it in. Da, 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 da. My birds are saying hello to you guys tonight. Oh, it may storm where you are, Rita? Good. You guys need the rain? Or are you just being sarcastic? Zoom out. Now, again, if you don't like the multiple lines on your buttons, just go with the single ones. Just give them a little curve, though, okay? Whoop, that one got weird. Oh, thunder and lightning, okay. Now, one of the reasons that I don't worry about form on this too much is because this type of page is casually drawn, right? We talked about that. You've seen me made additions to it. And I don't want you guys getting the heebie-jeebies about adding stuff like this to your pages. Da, 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 dum. Zoom in. Now, I'm going to show you another way to do this that I just thought of. Rhonda will like this because it's using the knife. Now, notice that my initial lines are a little bit out from the circle, and then my follow-up lines are the ones that are touching it. And again, if you want it touching it, fine, have at it. All right, a few more buttons. Buttons and bows. Now, again, I would recommend, I really need to get out of this habit because it's a bad habit for me. But I would sketch in your stuff like this with colored pencil, like I said. See how this regular pencil doesn't erase very well? Why do I use it? Because I'm having major brain farts. Okay, now I added, and see on the sofa here, I added an extra line for the dog to be sleeping on, so it looks right. And this whole sofa, the perspective on it is wonky because of the way it was drawn. Teresa just does that. Anybody have any questions about these little buttons that I'm drawing? Now, if you want to, remember I said, you know, you can have the lines touch if that makes you think that it looks better. And guys, how hard is this? Simple. You draw a circle, you put little spider legs on it. And welcome to all my new members that are popping in. Don't be afraid to say hi. We don't bite. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. I probably got a little carried away with a, oh my gosh, buttons. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and add in between lines here. Good grief. You think I got enough buttons on there, guys? Jeez. And then you can add your little dent lines here on the sofa. Nobody's going to say anything about how many buttons I got on here, are you? I hope you're laughing. I could have used like half that amount. Oh man, I am silly. I better watch this. I'm going to scare away my new members. So anyway, the new people, say hello, chat. We have a lot of fun. Yana says it's all buttoned up. Yay. Maddie says never enough buttons in this world. Yeah, don't put as many buttons on here, guys. It looks cool though. It's okay. Oh my. Okay. Other than the fact that I have too many buttons on here, what do you guys think? And remember, I added the extra floorboard out here and this part of the package. I just continued the lines over. Not hard. Everybody repeat after me. Not hard. Okay. ILene is on a tear tonight. Button, button, the sofa has the button. That's right. I love you guys. You bail me out of my own mess. Okay. Well, if you can't laugh at yourself, right? Zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to play with the fireplace. And I'm going to go ahead and put gray on there. And just for my new members, my name is ILene Vick. I have a master's degree in adult education. I love coloring. And I am here for people who need the company and who want to learn something. We have an absolutely fantastic group of girls, and gentlemen. We have a few men in our group. And this broadcast goes to video in Facebook, and I also load it up to YouTube. But the fun part is being live, because then you can chat and ask questions. Now, you may not be thrilled with the subject matter that I'm working on. But that's not the point. The point is for you guys to learn from it, different techniques. Okay. And just like Maddie did, if you're in here and we're chatting and you have to step away for a second, please do a BRB, be right back. Okay, so I'm going to put some gray in the background here because it's the back of the fireplace. Hi, Sandy. Now, in order to show depth on something, let's make this gray as well. And I think I missed a spot here. And if you want to know why I did something, say something. Okay. Oh, Sandy said she ordered the book that I talked about yesterday. Yeah, $2 now and change. And new people, I don't care what your coloring level is. The only dumb question is the one not asked. Hi, Rebecca. Maddie says, I love this treatise therapy book. What you talking about, Maddie? Are you talking about that color therapy book that I showed you the how to do the stained glass with a big butterfly? Not treaties. Oh, let's not mess that up. There we go. Okay. Creative therapy book. That's what I figured you meant. I'm glad you were still able to get a copy. It's an old one. All right, so let's talk about depth here. It's going to be darker in the back of your fireplace, and it's going to be lighter near the outside because you want that depth. So what you do, the current one you're coloring in, is you want to go ahead and darken the inside. Now notice how I'm allowing the pencil to streak. So it's going to look sooty or sooty, suit. Doesn't that look cool already? Oldie but goldie. Yeah, I'm an oldie but goldie. Rebecca Jones says, I was inspired by your Christmas in July, ILene, so I started a page from Christmas Magic by Ruth Sanderson. I have that book, Rebecca. Okay, now I'm going to color right next to this area. A little bit darker. You'll see where I'm going with this in a second. Oh, so anyway, I have a master's degree in adult education, and I love teaching. I love providing a place for you guys to come and hang. And you know what? Even if you don't necessarily color, come on in and listen to the broadcast. And laugh with us. Laugh at me. Laugh with me. Okay, now, blender pencil. So the blender pencil now is important on this outer edge because we want that smooth. And we want it darker as we get towards the inside of the fireplace. And you guys remember who were following along with me, this little doohickey up here was actually part of the flame, which looked silly. Like I said, if that flame were flying out there, I would be running out of the house. Not really, I'd be trying to put it out. So I drew a few lines on there and made a little doohickey, and then I used my circle template and made little doohickeys across the top. And it looks a lot better. And by the way, guys, do me a favor. I have to keep reminding you to do this. While you're coloring, while you're watching this broadcast, please post your your pieces, would you? And reference the broadcast. Okay, inside of the fireplace, a little darker. And play with it until it gets to the point that you guys like how it would look to you. So see, now I'm going to add some black on here. Remember guys, we all have our own versions. Now look, I'm going to add a little bit of sooty marks up here. See how I'm doing that? So we'll have that come out to the outside a little bit. But we all have our own interpretations of what we think a fire should look like. Who knows? One of you may think that it should have pink unicorns in it. I don't know. And that's why I'm always getting you to quit fussing about how your pieces look. Okay. Blender pencil, very lightly. Every time I think of fireplaces, Wanda, I think of you. Remember when we did the one with the Santa with the bricks on the inside of it? That was fun. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Zoom out. Zoom out. Questions? Comments? And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of gray right here where this is coming in. Zoom in. Gina, hello. Gina Papademetrio, how are you? Gina, are you retired yet? I forgot when you said that you retired. I'm thinking around the 7th for some reason. Gina says she watches this, doesn't necessarily comment all the time, but that's fine. but I love to say her name. Excuse me. August 6th. Oh, August 6th. Look at the little dancing lady she's got on there. But you also said you had vacation time before that. Well, thank you, Gina. Gina says she loves my picture. Okay, so let's play around with the mantle a little bit. So if you want to go ahead and start making some wood out of this, oh, Gina says she did have vacation. It was recalled. It was recalled too short at work. Okay, now. I'm going to go ahead and add some flagstones on this. We could have put brick on there if you wanted to. So what we're looking at here is a step up right here. Zoom in. Now, I don't want you guys freaking out again, because look, can you make wiggly lines? Make wiggly lines. And I'm leaving little gaps in there. Hello, Julie. Hello, Cindy. Now, this is where it's going to be a little tricky. If you want that to look down. So we can go ahead and make that this flagstone. Anybody have any question about that? And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to start coloring these little puppies shades of gray. Now, if you want to, you could make them multiple colors, because some flagstones are. And then I'm going to take some darker gray and we're going to start shading that. So I'm going to dirty up the flagstones a little bit. And I'm also going to darken this line where that bend is. Okay, so we'll get that looking more like a ledge. Now, it looks a little messy, just stick with me here. But wait, there's more, all right? Because right now it looks wonky. It really does. So you're going to take your blender pencil and just briefly hit it. Don't blend too much or else you'll lose your light color. Hi, Tammy. Tammy Myers is in the room. Welcome, Tammy. How is Tammy doing today? I am fine. What does pretty good mean? Something going on? And then I'm going to gray this up just a little bit. And if you feel that you need to add some little stones in between, Better to do it before you color because your pen's going to pick up. The wax from the pencil. Now, I will remind you that sometimes when an author draws their book, they may not make sense with what they're doing and may add a line that doesn't make sense. So glad to see all my new people here. And this is why a lot of times I'll compensate for stuff, especially when I'm drawing. Now, one spot I made a boo-boo, so I'm going to erase that. Because our step down is actually right here where I drew this line. And what I'm going to do to help distinguish this floorboard is I'm going to go ahead and put in just a few lines here. There we go. So Tammy, how long have you been coloring? Zoom out. Zoom out. And again, if you see something that doesn't make sense, add in whatever you have to add in with black pen. Okay. So you've been coloring for 4 years now. Great. Please post some of your work so we can see it. All right. So you guys can see how this is coming together. Yay! I need to decide on a color for the couch. Somebody, you guys can throw some colors at me if you like. With all the buttons on it. Now, sometimes, like I said, you need to, I'll add colors just to make place markers for stuff. Tammy, how did you find our group? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit up some colors on the tree. Oh, Gina says deep red. to show you something fun with a Christmas tree, and I do this a lot through Sarah. Yeah, yellow I don't think is going to fit. So what I do with Christmas trees is I use multiple shades of green, and it works out really well. It's pretty cool. So this is my first green. Zoom in. And you can either do a complete bow with whatever green you're using, or do it partially. And this will make sense in a minute. Now, again, Teresa's books, she's very loose with her style. And that can either be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you see it. Now, I see it as a good thing because Melissa, because I can add in my own touches, which I have been doing a lot with this. Okay, now I'm going to take a second green that is a different shade. Everybody can see that. If you can't, let me know. See how there's my first shade right there, and now I'm coming in with my second shade? Everybody see where I'm going with this? La-da-dum. Now, don't get too loosey-goosey, oops, with your coloring, because you'll do what I just did and color over an ornament. La-da-da-dum. That's a theme from Love Story. La-da-da-dum. Okay, then I'm going to take another green, totally different. Oops, I forgot a couple here. Zoom out. Then I'm going to take another green, totally different. and add that. Zoom in. And the result of this is a really cool looking Christmas tree because you've got multiple shades of color. Now, I'm not too concerned. You know, a lot of times if you've got a tree, you'll do the darker parts in the middle. I'll get to that in a minute. But this tree is kind of in chaos, the way it was drawn. Do you guys remember Maxwell Smart? I was flipping through some movies last night, and he did a movie called The Nude Bomb. It was fun to see. Everybody see how this tree is coming out beautifully now with the different shades. That is one sparse looking tree. Good grief. Now, don't get too loosey-goosey when you're coloring something like this. I don't want you to be in a hurry. One step above a Charlie Brown tree. You're exactly right. Good one, Wanda. I mean, look at that. I'm just coloring where Teresa drew her branches. Jeez. Oh, Charlie Brown tree. But that's okay. It is what it is. I don't know. Maybe they got the dogs so many presents that they couldn't afford a really good tree, so... Maybe they spent so much money on the buttons for their couch that they couldn't afford a good tree. Oh. All right, anybody have any questions? I've got 3 greens on that tree. Now, if you need to adjust just a little bit and come back in with your dark, to balance it out a little bit, go ahead and do that. Anybody have any questions? That's my fault. Stop, ILene. Oh, yeah. Okay, so wait a minute. What's going on here? Okay. Zoom out. Da 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 dum. Hey, I told you, if you want a nice evening and a good laugh, you come in here because that's what we do. Okay. But in all seriousness, I think this is really starting to turn out beautifully. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, zoom in, is I'm going to go ahead and add in some bricks. Put little dots in your bricks like this. Whoop, to make them look natural. Zoom in. Sandy says that's the best part, is watching the pictures come to life. Exactly. This is why I don't start one and then leave you hanging with it. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay, Gina, good. I'm on a major being silly roll, so. We were discussing wimpy Christmas trees in this book, this picture, and Wanda, Gina, said it looks like one step above from a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Guys, how can you come in this room and not laugh, right? We have fun. We have fun. That's why I said, even though if you don't necessarily color, you know, just come in and listen and enjoy. Okay, and I noticed a little blank area. Good grief. So we got this one here. You guys need to let me know if I miss anything. So I think we've got some more stones over here. There we go. Yeah, and like I said, a lot of artists will just like trail off when they run into other elements that they've put on the page. And I don't know about you, but that's what drives me nuts. Okay, anyway, bricks. All right, all right, all right. And the thing is, I always like to show you how to repair that. This is why I don't want you to be afraid to mark in your books. Good grief, guys, you color in them, right? Take a pen and fix stuff or enhance. Okay. All right, bricks. Okay, refresh my memory. Who got their markers today? I'm sorry, I've been yakking so much. Was that you, Melissa? The Ohuhus. La, da, da. All right. So now I'm going through with my Ohuhu marker and I'm coloring up my bricks. Annie, hello. Annie, Bo Bammy, da-dum. Okay, now don't forget the other side of your fireplace here. Watch out, Annie, I'm in a weird mood tonight. Annie, I must tell you, Christmas in July, that's right. Why not? Well, actually, Annie, the main reason I'm doing this is because it's been so hot. And I thought it would be cool to do Christmas stuff. Yeah, exactly. So what do? I pick a picture with a fireplace. Oh, duh. Well, that's not true. I did my skaters on ice, right? Zoom out. Sandy, I would say a majority of the time I do print my pictures out on cardstock because that allows me to do more cool things with them. Okay, who said they got markers today? I can't scroll back and look. I want you to see this. Here's the Ohuhus, guys. And a roaring fire. Yep. So let's dirty up these bricks a little bit. I'm just going back over the same marker. Or spot with the same marker. Oh, Annie says she found an apartment. Oh, congratulations. It wasn't Melissa. Okay, now. Somebody scroll back in the text and tell me who said that they got Ohuhu markers and they were afraid to use them. Okay, I'm going to use a little black on the brick to dirty them up. You don't need much. Annie got an apartment. Annie got an apartment. Woo-hoo-hoo. Annie gets to move. Annie gets to move in hot weather. Yeah, I know you can't scroll back, Annie, because it you just popped in. That's okay. Oh, all right. Everybody see how I'm adding the dark to the brick? I told you I was in a rare mood tonight. Oh, not a rare mood. You know me. Everybody see how cool that looks? Yeah, the Ohuhus are great. And remember, guys, they're water-based, right? And you've seen me blend with them, right? Because I pre-spray my page with Krylon Fixative. All right. So let's go with a nice brown here for the outside of the fireplace. I don't know about Tombow markers. I have no idea. Okay, so I'm going in with my brown around my brick. How you spell the name of those markers? Ohuhu. O, no apostrophe. I don't think. Here. O-H-U-H-U. Everybody see that? Now be careful what you get. This has the bigger point on the tip here, and the other end is the teeny tiny for detail. I think some of them come with the brush and a chisel. Yeah. Okay, so be sure to check that out. Fine liner and brush. Okay. All right, everybody see how cool this fireplace is starting to look? And I happen to be using, what is this? This is a Shuttle Art pencil. So Julie has Tombows that are alcohol brush and bullet tip. Yeah. I have the Cali Art alcohol markers. So how many of you are willing to draw bricks in your fireplace? Show of hands. And while I'm thinking of it, guys, I'm wrong. They're water-based Tombow. Okay. Angela says she is. Annie says she is. Cool. Not hard, guys. What do I say? Not hard. And the thing is, guys, if you copy your pictures onto cardstock, that would be a perfect time to just experiment with drawing extras on it. And if you like it, keep it. If you don't like it, pitch it. Annie, you were surprised by my alcohol-based comment? What's that? I'm sorry. That my Cali Arts are alcohol-based? Okay. So now I'm going to take my blender pencil and I'm going to lightly blend over, zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to lightly blend over my brick while I'm putting my brown in. Angela, have you ever drawn in brick before? On anything that you've done? And look how cool this is starting to look. Angela says no. Okay. So now Angela sees how straightforward it is, right? And now Angela's going to start drawing bricks on all of her colorings. Oh no, she colored a bird. She put some bricks on it. Oh man, this looks cool. Zoom out. Do I think that God minds that you're watching this in the church's parking lot? No, I don't think so. I will also go on to say that I would like to think that God laughs at my jokes. And I would also like to say that I hope that God approves of my group and the things that we do, that I do with it. So Annie says, I wanted to go take a few photos in the cemetery and I remembered you're live. Oh, okay, well thank you. And listen guys, I want to tell you something. You guys really warmed the cockles of my heart when you checked in on the 4th of July and said, hey, I got family stuff, but I just wanted to stop by to say hello. That really touched me. Okay, everybody see how I'm taking the black and I'm dirtying up here the wall. See that? Well, and like I've said, guys, if you just want to come in for the companionship and watch, do it. Maybe you don't exactly color, but you might get inspired that you would want to try it. Oh, right over the ornament. Oh, Annie says that's right. It was on Sunday, right? Being from Quebec, I didn't remember it at all. Well, of course not. That's right. I'm sure Canadians look at our celebrations and go, really? Did you guys see in the news that there was a fireworks display that was set up to go off on a beach and it accidentally ignited? I felt sorry for the company that had them because that whole display went poof. Thank you, Annie. I don't know where it was, Annie, that happened. It was, I don't know where it was. I just felt sorry for the community. Here in the States, I got to tell you this, in Walmart parking lots, you will see tents go up and people sell fireworks out of these tents. It is bizarre. Zoom in. Okay, do you guys see what I'm doing? I'm dirtying up this wall. with dark gray. You can use black if you want. Now, again, remember what I always tell you, when you're drawing in stuff like this, don't get into a specific pattern because it looks that way. You want it to look more realistic. Zoom out. Zoom out. And I know that some of this blending looks wonky close up, but again, I go close up for teaching purposes. All right. Yeah, Annie says people buy fireworks here as well, but we're not that intense about it. Oh, and the fun part is a week later, people will still be shooting off fireworks. Zoom out. Okay, anybody questions, comments about what I'm doing? Zoom out. Now, if your brick wall is looking too stylized, see, I'm blending right over my bricks. And it's smearing the whole image. Well, thank you, Annie. And I gotta tell something, I'm gonna tell on myself. Oh, ILene. Okay, so remember when I was, the flame was coming up here and I was making comments about it? Well, it just occurred to me that this whole thing is inside the fireplace, and that flame, because here's the outer doohickey. So this little part here is actually the back, and this is the front. So that flame was inside of the fireplace. So smack me silly for misinterpreting it. I am a dork. Here's the original, guys. Zoom in. Zoom in. See, I'm willing to tell on myself when I'm stupid. So if you're doing this picture, this is the back of the fireplace right here. Angle up. This is the front. Okay? So this fire here is inside of the fireplace. So, oops, as Annie says. So, there you go. Oh my. So I'm gonna swear all of you to secrecy now. So we go, shh. Yeah, I know it wasn't stupid. It was just a silly oops. Okay, everybody raise your right hand and say, I promise, repeat after me, I promise that I will not tell on ILene because she screwed up the fire in the fireplace. Okay, you can put your hands down now. Everybody's got comments. I love it. Yeah, see, I knew you were going to say that, Wanda. I was just going to say, Wanda. Oh, I love it. Well, if I made you guys laugh tonight, I've done my job. Annie says, I promise that I will not tell on ILene because she's great. Hey, I owned it, right? But honestly, guys, too, this brings up a really good point. If you screw something up like that, move on. And honestly, unless I said something, you probably wouldn't even notice. Except Wanda, who probably already noticed, but really didn't say anything. Did you notice, Wanda? Zoom in. Zoom in. Crisis averted. I have 665 members on a local history site. What's going on, Maddie? Julie says, be right back. Gotta go change my pants. Peed a little. I will make you laugh until you pee in your pants. Oh. Okay, so however, now think about it. Annie's sitting by a cemetery in a church parking lot and she's laughing. Hopefully, people won't walk by and see that. Right, Annie? Annie Banani? Oh. So Julie says, from now on I wear Depends to watch videos. And Annie laughs and says, with pink car wheels. Oh, Annie, you're my type of girl. Oh, Julie, you get a discount on them at work? Oh, you need to send them to me. We are having too much fun. So I'm going to make half a dozen people pee in their pants because I'm making them laugh. You're welcome, God. Annie says, stop making me laugh, girls. I have 2 coffees and no toilet in sight. Well, find some trees. Get behind them. Zoom out. Okay. You're wearing a skirt? That's all right. So what? So Julie says, when my card comes, I get 10% off. Squat between the car doors, exactly. When my card comes, I get 10% off, so making my art supply list cool. Do not use the 3-leaf toilet paper. The only things around are the church and the cemetery. Well, you know, headstones, I guess, with all due respect. Okay, one more quick spot here. Andy says, no. Well, you know, see, when nature calls. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Yeah. Julie says, you never know, someone is always around with a phone camera. Yeah, and that would be about the time that somebody would see it and post it. But then you would be famous, Annie. Infamous. Okay, I'm going to color one more quick little area here. This needs to be gray and black. There we go. I was taking my engineering exam one day and for my license, and I really had to go. And you know how there was a line in the ladies' room? I mean, it was do or die. So I walked into the guys. Oh, there you go. Drink a coffee and pee in the empty cup. Yeah. Good night, Melissa. Love you. Okay. So my timer went off, which means I need to start up on my other book. Anybody have any questions before I move on from this? And did you learn something? We learned that ILene put too many buttons on the sofa. And I messed up the fireplace. Any questions, comments before I switch up? Angela says she learned a lot. Good. Good, good, good. All right. So several of you bought the book. So this is going to go off to the side. Hello, Autumn. Zoom out. What book is what from? Oh, okay. Hold on, Annie. The book is Winter Wonderland. And don't forget that you can, a delay from Quebec. Yeah, well, yeah, I won't make a joke. Rhonda says, I just messed up my picture with 2 dark markers. Only thing I could think of is I use white gel pens to lighten up the areas. Hope I can make it look better. You're welcome, Annie. And when this goes to video, I always put the title and the author and all that stuff. Yeah, Maddie says she keeps it dark. You can also try a white Prismacolor pencil over the top, but test that first. Okay, I'm going to pop over to Hello, Autumn. I've got 2 pictures here. I think both of these would be absolutely gorgeous to color. I can't decide which one I want to start on. I'll probably start on this one. And listen, Rhonda, don't forget, where you think you messed up, you may not have. This is where I suggest you keep going on other areas and then go back. Oh, Annie wants me to do the one on the right with the glass, all the glass and the trees. Okay. I knew what you meant, TRE. Yeah, I'll probably work back and forth. Wanda says she's almost finished with her girl picture. All right. Zoom in. Yeah, they're windows. Actually, Annie, we could make them to be not windows as an outside thing. Either way. See these little button thingies that I was emulating before? This is what I'm talking about. You look for a picture. Here, look, see? And then you can go ahead and add your little lines in between if you want. Everybody see that? There you go. That's how you do those little buttons. Okay. Quit being afraid of your pictures, guys. Add stuff to them. Zoom out. Zoom out. Yeah, Annie brought up a good question. Is this could be an outdoor veranda type thing that's completely open, or we could make it glass, which actually will make it an interesting piece to do. Okay, so let's play. Let's play. Yeah, Wanda thinks it's open. I think it's open too. But that's okay. Like I said, make it yours. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly tint my background. Zoom in. Yeah, here's the patio type thing, and then this has two natural trees right here holding up the roof. So let's go ahead and start up on this. And by the way, to all my new people, if I have broadcasting issues and things get weird or my sound gets weird or whatever, we can correct it in one of two ways. Zoom in. Zoom in. There we go. I'm making the C line And we'll do a sunset type thing. Or sunrise, however way you want to look at it. Anyway, so to my new people, if there's any problem with sound or picture, pop out, come back in. If I have to, I will stop broadcast. I will pop out and then I'll come back in. Zoom out. Now, if you want to, you can take a compass, or compass, whatever you want to call it. This is a cheapie that I bought at Walmart. It's a Fisker's. And the reason that I like it is because you can fit in basically any size pencils. Some of them only let you fit in the pencil that it comes with. So be aware of that, okay? And I'm going to take this compass and I'm going to, now, this is where you've got to be really careful with this pencil deal. Is I'm very, very lightly zoom in, zoom in. I am very, very lightly, I don't even know if you can see it. Oop. Hold on. I lost my dot. I'm very, very lightly going to be very klutzy, and I'm going to outline a sunset. Now, watch this. I'm going to take it and I'm going to come down on my water as well in this one spot. Everybody see this? Now, I know I just got done telling you that it's not a good idea to use pencil. It will work in this context, but you can also put a small colored pencil in your little holder. That's why that particular brand of compass is really good, because you can put different sizes in there. All right. And I'm just erasing on my trees where my pencil is. Okay. So I'm going to play with my reds and my oranges and yellows. And what I want you to watch is I'm also going to, let me get an orange. So I'm going to mix a little orange in there. And I'm also going to get some yellow. Mellow yellow. And I'm just going to mix my rotation of color. Notice how my red also can go on top of my yellow. Get a little red in there at the bottom. Now, I don't want anybody to get freaked out about, oh my gosh, where do I put my red? Where do I put my yellow? Guys, don't, please. But I do want you to notice that I'm just doing this very lightly, okay? Now, I'm going to reflect the sunset on the water, not hard. So, see this little blop of orange right here? I'm going to put a little blop of orange right there. And yes, that is an official colorist term, blop, spelled B-L-O-P. Oh, kidding. And we're going to put some yellow on there. And I'm going to make the red a little bit more intense around the sun itself. Make sense? Questions, comments, like, dislike? Now, when you put your reflections in, okay, Annie, yes, to a little bit of a degree. Let me say one thing and then I'll answer that. So notice when you put your red in, I'm moving this off to the side a little bit because you want it to look like wavy type things. And I'm concentrating my yellow more towards the bottom. Good night, Pearl. Good night, Pearl. Good night, Pearl. Good night, Pearl. So glad you could make it tonight. I'm on for another hour yet, guys, just to let you know. Okay, now, Annie, to answer your question, zoom out. Zoom out. Yana, have a wonderful, wonderful time. Good night, sweetie. Be safe. And let us know as soon as you come back, okay? Thank you for stopping by, Yana. Okay. Yana's off for some relaxation. Zoom in. Okay, Annie, to answer your question. Annie says, ILene, are you going to blend the colors with a colorless blender after? Is that why you said lightly colored? Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. I broadcast till 10 o'clock, Annie. So, Annie, first of all, I always recommend that you color lightly whenever you start a new project, because you're tinting in your colors to get an idea of how things are going to look. And if you come in gangbusters with heavy colors, you leave absolutely no opportunity for yourself to change up your ideas and what you're going to do. So I'm always telling people, tint lightly. And then the second part of that answer is yes, I'm using my colorless blender. Now, I don't have to, it just depends how you want this to look. But I want to smush these colors together because I just think it looks neat. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my reds bolder at the top of my sunset. So in other words, we want that orb to be a little more intense than the rest of your piece. Otherwise, you're going to lose your orb, right? And then I'll go ahead and blend in my reflection near the bottom. Zoom out. Now, this is also where you can, and I am going to take my red Ohuhu marker, Zoom in. And I'm going to intensify this red on the horizon. Now, notice that I'm blotting it with my finger to blend that in a little bit. See that? Zoom in. Now again, guys, not hard. If you think about it, a lot of this is common sense. I want that red around my sun to be a little more intense. Got a little bit on my tree. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of that marker color and pop out to the right with it, because that red will be intense all the way through. Does that make sense? And this is where I always get in trouble with my markers, because I get this stuff on my fingers and then I get it outside of the picture. How many times have you seen me do that? Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? Now, is yours going to look exactly the same? No. And by the way, if you've got this book, I hope you're following along. Okay, and now I'm even going to take that red marker and squiggle that in a little bit in front of my sunset. Questions, comments, and more importantly, do you see how to do this? Not hard. Everybody repeat after me. Not hard. Okay. And then if you want to, you can take your blender pencil and soften up the rest of this sky as far up as I've gone. How many times have I told you guys that I will... Maddie says hard. I think she meant not hard, but mistyped. Oh, no, she said hard, not hard. Maddie, what's the problem? Okay, now, I'm going to take my red pencil Okay, Annie. So you're still watching, but you just can't respond. Okay. Oh, good. We can all talk about Annie, and she can't say anything. Ah. We got her. Oh, now Maddie says not hard. She's yanking my chain. Okay, guys, and then this is where you can take your pencil and play with the shading. Now look, I want you to listen to me very carefully. When you see me going back and forth and coloring something, okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the roundness to this with the red, but not too dark. When you see me going back and forth and adjusting the colors, that's just me tweaking, okay? I don't want you to think that that is a necessary part of the coloring from the standpoint of, oh, I've got to adjust here, oh, I've got to adjust there. That's not it at all. I love to tweak my stuff. So I don't want you to think that in order to color the sunset, you have to go back 4, 5, 6, 7 times. That's not it at all. I'm putting in a little orange here. Okay, now I've gotten this bottom part a little darker than what I intended. So I'm going to take my little squunchy eraser and erase that out a little bit. And if you've put marker on it and can't get it any lighter, throw a little white on there. And then on this top part, what I would do, which I'm doing now, is I'm making the red more vibrant. Okay? And that's fine, Julie. You can go back over it and tweak it, but just don't as soon as I think of the word, I'll tell you. Obsess over it. Okay, and now I'm going to take, good night, Kathy. Kathy, did you enjoy tonight? And did you learn something? Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of gray. Not much, guys. And put a little bit of gray on this. And this will make sense later on as well. Now, bottom of these clouds, about halfway up, I'm going to throw some yellow on here. You see where I'm going with this? And then I'm going to take a little bit of orange. along the bottom. And then I'm going to, well, wait, a little orange on here. And see, you can run the orange up along up the side a little bit if you want. Zoom in. Zoom in. See how I'm putting a little smiley right there just to make extra cloud? And then I'm going to put oh, Kathy says, enjoyed you tonight, and you and everyone made me giggle. Thank you. I'm always learning something new, which you love. Okay. Guys, please, please, please share this podcast. Let other people enjoy what you're enjoying. Okay, and now I'm going to take some red. And put that along a little bit. See where I'm going with this. And I'm going to smear it because I want that to be soft. And then, hold on, let me just blend a little more. And then I'm going to take a little bit of gray. Watch this. And we'll gray that up just a little bit. Isn't that cool? Oh, Rhonda says I'm cutting out. Okay. A little bit gray on the bottom. See how I'm making that little smiley right there? I added those lines. Zoom out. Yeah, Annie says she's going to watch us while she drives home, so, and that's when we can talk to her, talk about her. Zoom out. What do you guys think so far? So a little bit of yellow. A little bit of orange. A little bit of red. And then a little bit of gray along the bottom. Not much. Not hard. Play with it. Okay, now for context, I'm just going to add a little bit of blue. And I'm getting a very light blue. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to get a little bit of blue in there just to give me visual context. So it's like a placement color, okay? Zoom in. Now, Maddie's gotten really good at this when she did her, Forest Girl coloring, is when she knew her colors, and she knew them because that particular book has the finished image to the left. It's a water painting. Watercolor. And she tinted her areas that she was going to color the colors that she was interested in. And it was really interesting to see that. So that's why right now I'm tinting some of my areas of this water in blue, so I can start getting a visual idea as to how this puppy's going to look. I just made a leaf blue. Hold on. And the operative word here is tint. Very, very lightly. Zoom out. Everybody see that now? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I'm going to add, well, we've got more sky up here, so I'm not really, well, let me see here. If you want to, and it helps you, actually, I'm not going to do that because I don't know yet exactly what I want to do. I'm going to leave that sit, and I'll tell you why. Because I may take that sky black. In other words, very dark bluish black. All right, anybody have any questions about this? Zoom out. Zoom out. Questions? And more importantly, do you think that you can do this yourself? Is there anything that I did that confused you? Angela, can you do this? Let me close off this orange just a little bit. It's bugging me. Do this. Anybody else have any questions? And again, you don't have to follow me lockstep. You want to just use the general layouts that I'm doing, and your sunset's going to be different than mine. Doing it now, I need to learn the color wheel better. Okay. Rhonda, you really didn't miss too much because I was just tweaking here. Okay. Zoom out. So I'm going to change up a couple things here, and I'm going to set this to the side because I told you that I'd be working on both pages. I just want to show you different things. And I just noticed I've got a yellow streak on here. Give me 2 seconds here. All right. So this is the same book. And this is the picture I'm going to be working on. And the reason that I'm showing you the finished piece is I want to show you how I will emulate this. And the techniques. All right. You don't have to don't do an exact copy. It's just a, what's the word? Guide. Okay. So let's play with this a little bit. And if you have any questions about that last page, we can talk about it. But let me show you some things I'm going to do now. All right. La-dum. So zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So I'm going to play with the leaves a little bit. I'm using my Ohuhus. So this will be my dark orange. And again, notice that when I go back over the same area, it darkens it up. Don't forget that. All right, then I'm going to use a medium orange. Now, I like to blend my marker orange with my finger, but if you do it fast enough, you can also blend it with your pencil. So, because all the orange hasn't dried, it's pulling some of that marker orange into the pencil orange. And then I'm going to take my mellow yellow. Remember, I'm back blending, which means I'm going over that orange a little bit. And popping in the yellow. Isn't that pretty? Questions? Angela, the color wheel is not hard at all. You go to Google and you say, how do I use a color wheel? And it'll tell you. And also, if I have a question, you know, for example, what color goes with purple, I will put that question, I'll say Google, just Google it. What colors go best with purple? Does that make sense? And I'm coloring my yellow over my orange, so that's picking up that tint. Isn't that pretty? And then you can use your marker again. Watch this. As I'm coloring the veins. And I'm not blending, so I'm just touching it with my finger, okay? I'm having too much fun with these leaves. So here's some orange. Now, what do I tell you about patterns when you're doing multiple things that are similar? Somebody tell me. All right, so there's my orange. And then my red. Come on, guys, what do I tell you about patterns when you're doing things that are similar? Don't do them all the same. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, don't do them all the same way, guys. See how I'm going over everything with my yellow? That's changing the color of my red and my orange. Isn't that cool? Yeah, Rhonda says don't get in a rut. That's right. Don't get into a pattern rut. Okay. And I appreciate you guys answering that question, because people that are watching this need to see that. Now, even on your leaves, I don't want you to come in dark with your color until you figured out that that's what you want. Now, markers, and I mean with pencil, and the way you darken with your pencil is repeated strokes and not jamming your pencil into the paper. Oh, I don't like that little red streak there. We'll blend that better. There we go. And I may even put a red tip. Look, see this? I'll put a red tip on there. Now look, the marker makes it left a dot there because it's wet. You just touch it with your finger and it gets rid of that. Nature to me is fun to color because it's hard to screw up. It really is. Angela should be very happy because these are maple leaves. Right, Angela? Don't answer, you're driving. Oh, Canada, da 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 dum. One of these days I'm going to learn that song. You guys will be so surprised. Oh, I'm sorry, not Angela, Annie. I'm sorry, I meant Annie. I forgot Angela. You're from Canada as well? No, you're from the U.S. I meant Annie. Not driving home in my PJs. South Carolina. Yeah, I meant Annie. Annie said she was going to watch us while she was driving home. Now, see how this red is a lot stark? So I'm going to take my red marker. I want you to watch how I fix that. So I'm going to take my red, literally wet the paper with it. See how I'm doing that? And blending it over the top. See how that stark line is disappearing? There we go. Much better. Did I fuss about it? No. Okay. Oh, Canada. Da, 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 da. So let's get our red here. And while that's still wet, I'm going to pop my orange on there right away. Use the wetness of the marker to your advantage, guys. Because see how that blends now? You've got about 2-3 seconds to blend it. And you've seen me blend before. All right, we've got about 20 minutes, guys. And then notice I'm taking the yellow and going back over the orange, right? That's called back blending. I call it that. And that pulls that orange this way and blends it into the leaf color. Oh man, this is going to be pretty. One more leaf. I'm having too much fun. Okay, so little, let's see, can you see that? Now see, I'm just putting a little splotch of red on there. Right away now, my orange to blend it. Isn't that pretty? And you thought leaves were dull. And this is why I encourage you guys, don't leave the room early when I'm coloring something like this because you think it's repetitive. No. No, 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 no. And let me show you something too. This is where you can take a gray and very lightly go over your dark part of your leaf. And that's going to add what? Depth, dimension, right? Now I'm putting the gray on and then I'm like smearing it with my finger. I'm darkening up that red. You could do it with a marker if you want. See how I'm doing that? I'm having way too much fun with these leaves. Okay. And if you need to blend that gray a little better, blend it. See how I got my fingerprint on there? I told you I'd do that. Every time, without fail. As soon as I get into my markers, I do something like that. Okay, Annie, this is for you. Zoom in. This is for Annie from Canada. A red maple leaf on a white background. Oh, Canada. Annie, you better be watching this. Either she's watching it or she's making a mad dash for the bathroom. Now, notice too that I can shade with the marker, right? So on the veins, I'm going to go ahead and color over the top, just on the veins. Doesn't that look cool? Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. All right. I'm probably going to run over a little bit today. Not much. Zoom out. I'm going to work on these bottles, which have this greenish turquoise color. So let's have fun with that. La, da, da, da. You guys have gotten awfully quiet. La, da, da. All right, let me find my greenish, bluish color here. $180. Okay, hold on here. I know it's so funny. I tell you guys to color while you're watching. Good night, Angela. Watch the end when you have a chance. Okay, so let's do this bottle real quick. And don't forget, guys, that when you're zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Oh, good, Mary. You said you're using your markers? Super. Remember, when you can't find a color that you want, make your own. If you want a greenish blue, use a green, use a blue tint. Blender pencil. So Mary, are you following along on both pictures? Okay. Take your time. Ask questions. Okay, so now I'm going to tint my bottle top here. Isn't that pretty? Now, this is more on the green side than the blue. And the picture, no biggie. And then I'm going to put a, let's see, purplish tint to the liquid that's in the bottle. And this is, what is this? This is an Arteza. And sometimes it crumbles. And this is why I get my brush, because I just brush it away. Do not use your hand, ever. Sometimes I've been known to use my hand and then immediately tell you not to do that. Now, if you wanted a more purple liquid in your bottle, you didn't have to run the green all the way down. Totally up to you. And I'm even going to take a little bit of that purple and I'm going to put it on the side of the bottle there just to shade it. Isn't that pretty? Now, I'm going to take a little bit of black. Sometimes my eraser pieces stick. Watch this. I'm going to take a little bit of black. And add that to the left just to add that other hue. And again, guys, Your brain sees it, your eyes don't necessarily see it. And I'm just putting a little bit of the black. And I'm going to create a white label. How do we do white? If somebody would be kind enough just to answer me real quick. La-da-dum. Almost done, guys. Blue touches. That's right. Thank you, Rhonda. Look how cool that looks. Doesn't that look neat? Amazing how that works, isn't it? And you don't need much. All right, last thing, and then I'm going to call it a night. We're going to put a little shine on the bottom bottle. Everybody see that? And if you want, you can put just a hint of shine. A little bit on the top, a little bit there. Zoom out. Questions, comments about the bottles, which I think are looking pretty cool. Zoom out. Bottles are not hard. All right. I think we're good to go. I'm actually on time tonight. We got a lot done. Rhonda, what do you think? And if you're not up to speed with me, that's fine. Replay the video. Mary, don't worry about keeping up. Like I said, don't worry about, yeah, again, yeah. Okay guys, I hope you had as much fun doing this as I did showing you. Not hard. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. I love you truly, truly I do. I don't know why I thought of that song. Because I'm a nut. Okay, Annie, I hope you caught some of this. I hope you appreciate my red maple leaf for you. Questions, comments? Good stuff. Okay, guys. I'm calling it a night. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Love you guys. Please be kind to each other. Help each other out. That's what we're all about in this group, right? Please share this video, guys. Okay? Share it to your timeline. And hopefully somebody will enjoy it and join. Zoom in. Zoom in. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And I am done. Take care. Hope you learned something. And I hope you had fun while I was doing this for you. Good night, guys. Bye.